Traders, welcome in. In this video, I'm going to go over my watch list going into next week. There are not many names on the watch list, however, the names that I do have extremely explosive potential, I believe. I want to talk about Open Door first because this is like the only stock I took last week, and it's been a really great trade for us in the Discord. By the way, guys, if you want swing trade alerts, if you want swing trade education, be a part of a great swing trading community, that's going to be in the link in bio. Unbeatable price. It's going to go up soon, but anyway, lock in the rate forever, lower rate forever. So Open Door, I traded it in here, sold it right here before earnings, gap down earnings. But anyway, the main trade comes at 250, where I alerted in the Discord, past this resistance here, and it blew up after that. Goes from 250 to a high of 580. The average sell comes in for me around 460 probably, which is basically the middle of this range. Now, I feel if I drop it down to lower time frame, you'll see I get an entry of about 440. I rebuy right in here, and then I alert into the Discord at 495 as it was breaking out right around here. So I alert it, and we just have this massive push, and now it's becoming another cult-like GME stock. So I think $10 plus is certainly possible in this stock. $7 was my previous price target, and it looks as if it's going to hit that and break through it. So overall, this is a great trade, and less is more right now. This is seasonally a weak period of the year where you have more volatility entering the market. So to tread lightly, to take only the highest quality trades with the biggest volume, with the highest ADRs that are going to move really well, that is what you want to focus on right now. And that's exactly what we did with Open. Less is more right now. As for the watch list, we're going to go over every stock. Some of them have more potential than others. For the most part, they're all pretty fast moving stocks. They have momentum. We'll get into it. So Sedge, this is the first one, Solar Edge. It's a solar stock. One of the reasons why I don't like it is because it's underperforming Run. So Sunrun, I have some drawings here, but Sunrun was a stock that had this beautiful breakout on Friday. Really nice breakout. It was trading very similarly to Solar Edge. This is another solar stock, trades very similarly. It's breaking out, it's leading. So Solar Edge right now is a laggard amongst the two names, but overall I think it's a good setup. If you drop it down to the hourly time frame, this is where I look for my entry right here, and it would be a break out of this little launchpad structure, right? So it's sitting right on resistance, sitting right on prior resistance. This is a support now. If it could pop out of this flag wedge right here, it can make a significant move. So we also have a really good risk to reward, right? We can place our stop loss maybe right around 34 with an entry coming in right around, our stop loss would be 34.23 with an entry around 35, 34.90. So really good risk to reward. We're risking less than $1 per share, which is super optimal. Therefore, we're able to buy a lot of shares for not a lot of risk. That is the name of the game, and this is the type of stock that could follow Sunrun and make a significant move. The ADR is 8.7, by the way, which is very respectable. It means this stock can move once the momentum kicks back in. Ondas, this is a stock that some people in the Discord traded. I actually did not trade it, even though this was a really nice flag setup here. And it's set up also here, and this stock has given us quite a few setups this year. I haven't traded it recently though, and makes this nice move, breaking out this flag. So here, it's starting to set up again. I think it needs a little bit more time, but it's starting to develop. So I want to see how this develops over the next few sessions, because this could give us a really nice setup, good risk to reward, and it's moving very well, right? Like you could see, this is very clean action, riding above that 9 moving average. ADR is 13. Really nice moving stock. So this is the type of stock you want to have on your watch list, right? These high ADR names that actually have momentum. Everything else, you could probably just discard it right now, because the overall market environment in terms of breakouts and how speculative stocks are performing right now, as of September 7th, not that good. Things can shift on a dime, right? September is seasonally weak, as I said, but the pattern does not necessarily have to repeat itself. We're also going into an environment right now where the Fed is likely going to cut rates, right? Job numbers are not good. There's pressure. There's more pressure to cut rates. So if rates get cut, we have a much higher potential for growth stocks to go higher. And that's very important to us as momentum traders, because many of the stocks we trade are these growth names that benefit from lower interest rates significantly, because a lot of them are not profitable. Companies that are not profitable rely on borrowing money. And when rates are lower, it costs less to borrow money, it costs less to stay alive. And as a result, you see these stocks really do well. IWM is like a gauge for the small caps. It's doing well. It's outperforming the S&P 500 over the last few weeks. It's outperforming. And let's take a look at ARK. Okay, ARK is getting ready to break out. So if this thing breaks out, I think it's going to send a lot of breakouts with it. A lot of momentum stocks with it, I should say. But this is the state of momentum stocks right now. You know, ARK is a very good gauge on momentum names, because this is pretty much comprised of growth stocks. And we haven't seen any breakouts. We haven't seen any significant amount of breakouts recently, and a lot of breakouts have failed. So this right here is something I would pay attention to. Anyway, I thought of that on the dime. That's why I hadn't looked at ARK in a bit. LWG. This is a lesser known stock. I found it on my screener today. It's decent. It has a decent setup, and it's made a really nice rally. Back in July, this was $1 stock, $1.30. Now it's $3.30. So this has decent potential. I have no idea what industry they're in. Actually, I should have researched that really quickly before I hopped on live, or made this video. But anyway, the setup is paramount, and obviously the momentum is there. It's moving well. It has an ADR of 12. If it can get over 360, that would be a decent entry opportunity. Super XAI. This is a new stock, obviously. It hadn't really done anything before this big move. So this is where all the volume has come in, where the stock goes from $10 to a high of 72. I mean, this is a really fast moving stock. The ADR is 22.5. So this thing's a beast. Friday's action looked really ugly. And, you know, when you look at the daily setup here, obviously you could tell there's something brewing, but this is why we drop down to lower time frames, because if you drop down to the hourly, you have a really good trade idea here, right? I see this as a key level, right, as most would. This is a key level here. You can tell the stock's been making higher lows, but repeatedly getting rejected at this 50.7, 50.6 level. So over this level, with some volume, maybe on Monday, maybe on Tuesday, I think this can reclaim a lot of what was lost here. Maybe go to $57. And then from there, it works on this daily setup and possibly explodes higher. But a good entry point is on this break right here, I think. Is a really solid area. So about 51, I would say, over 51. That would be the key level to watch for Super XAI. Big ADR name. So that's what we're chasing right now. Looking for just the hottest stocks. Don't really care to trade anything else. There's just too many fake breakouts, and I prefer not to right now. Quadruple U. This is a nuclear stock. I think it's probably the best nuclear setup right now. Even though OKLO, I need to add that to the watch list too. OKLO is pretty nice, but I like the U's in particular right now. Stocks obviously perform really well. This was a choppy thing. We got stopped out here, and then I did not buy this back, but some people did in the Discord. I kind of gave the all clear to buy back, and pushed higher, faded a little bit. You know, again, breakouts just aren't that hot right now. But anyway, I think this is a pretty good risk reward entry here at over 1160. Getting over this black line, as you can see, this is a key resistance level. I think it can reclaim these highs and then from there continue on the rally, assuming the market does well, assuming nuclear stocks perform. But the risk reward on something like this is pretty good, right? So that's why I'm throwing it on the watch list. ZEP. This thing is a monster, actually. It's made a massive rally. This is a beautiful gap up breakout here, and then another breakout opportunity. And then I'm looking at it on the hourly now, seeing if this thing can develop into something. The stock's just an absolute monster. It's gone from $2 to $50 in basically 2 months. So just an absolute monster. Whenever you have a stock doing that, you have to keep an eye on it. We might be approaching the climax already, 3 flags. So we might be approaching a climax level for this, but it's still something to watch. I would probably sell into strength on this breakout, right? Develops a flag here, breaks out. I'm selling into strength. I don't think this is going to go much higher in the short term. I think we're approaching a climax level, but I think if it breaks out, gets some strong volume, this thing can make a really solid run. And I would just sell into strength before it starts to pull back. Tesla, I don't want to cover Tesla too long. I'd probably trade this with just the 2x leveraged ETF, which is TSLL. But this is a setup I've been watching for a while, and I think it's ready to play out now, assuming, the market can sustain it. Markets, hit all-time highs on Friday. It didn't close at all-time highs, but it opened up to new all-time highs. So, we could say all we want about September and seasonality, but right now market is still strong. So Tesla is a stock that I would consider for TSLL, the leveraged. And as you can see here, a break over 352, 353 can send this a lot higher. I think this is the time for Tesla to actually make this breakout work. And then the last stock I have for today, I might add a few more in between the making of this video and market opening on Monday, but BMNR, this is a stock that we traded this move here. And then I did not catch this, actually. No, I didn't catch that. Yeah, I don't think I caught that. But anyway, it's settling down here, and I think it's starting to maybe bottom. I just want to see if it could pop out of this downtrend here, because I'm looking at Bitcoin, and let me delete these drawings, sorry. So Bitcoin has been in its own downtrend from these highs, and it popped out of this downtrend. And typically when I look at a pop out of a downtrend, I'm not looking to buy that instantly, right? I like this launchpad effect here, where it breaks out of the downtrend and then it sets up. That is the real setup I'm looking for, because once it breaks out of this, that's when we can reclaim these highs and really make a much nicer move, much higher quality move. So anyway, I think there's a good potential for that. And if Bitcoin breaks out of that launch pad, BMNR has decent potential to squeeze itself. It may or may not, but there's not many great crypto setups out there right now. So we'd be looking for like a 3-day short squeeze on this thing, maybe to like $60. I'm not expecting a home run trade out of this at all. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the watch list review for next week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please like the live. If you have any questions, comment below. The Discord is going to be in the description. Follow me on X, also in the description. Thank you guys for watching and have a good one.